Now, Edward Hayden is back in the kitchen, and you know what? Freshly made scones, like, you just can't beat that on a Monday morning, Edward.
There is nothing nicer. It's just like the most fabulous gift of loveliness.
I know.
At any time.
I haven't got it yet, but you're
it's
right.
coming.
Okay.
It's coming.
Okay.
Now, it's very nice and very simple. Everyone probably has a slightly different way of doing it. Mine are absolutely gorgeous. I'm using self-raising flour. Some people use plain flour with baking powder, but I use the self-raising flour.
Why would there be a difference?
It all just depends on preference. I went through phases. I used to use the plain with a little bit of baking powder for the rise. Now I'm just happy with the self-raising. But again,
that's the easy way?
Well, it's just you mightn't have the two things. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Sometimes people put in a few ground almonds in with them. People put in fruit, dried fruits, nuts, anything like that.
And what difference, though? What difference would the flour be?
Preference. It's all just about preference.
There's no difference in texture or anything like that?
I'm just really happy with it. But some people use buttermilk to get lightness. Everybody has their own variation. There's a big 6-hour documentary could be done on scones.
Mad, isn't it?
It's absolutely mad. I'm putting in some sugar, about 3 or 4 ounces in there. And then I've got some butter. And I'm just going to put in the cubes of butter and just give that a nice little rub around. Now, Tommy, I've just put on the gloves just because it's handy for pulling on and off the dirt. But I'm happy enough just to go in with nice clean hands.
Go for it, yeah.
So get in there and just rub it in. Okay, so you're rubbing it in really, really nicely.
And you wouldn't use a mixer then, obviously?
I probably wouldn't, because I don't want this to be too tough. Now, if I did want to use a mixture, I would just use it for the kind of the rubbing in phase, but I'd add the liquids and the eggs by hand, because you don't want this to be tough. My scones, and I'm very happy with them when they come out of the oven this morning, they're as light as a feather, and I think that's really important. So not to handle them too much, not to knead them too much, I think is the kind of the secret. So
you're at a wedding at the weekend.
Oh,
do you turn up with gifts like scones and stuff? Or?
Well, the wedding was actually in Lanzarote, so I didn't turn up with that. So as you can hear, I've had a weekend of sin and debauchery, and I am the physical embodiment of it this morning.
A bit hoarse, all right. I thought I was tired this morning, but you're making me feel better about myself.
I'm a bit hoarse, but suffice to say, everybody knew I was at the wedding.
Yeah, and it was a good crack, though, was it?
It was a good crack.
What's my lovely friend. Wedding like?
It was absolutely fabulous. My good friend Aisling and Bernard got married, and it was absolutely fabulous. We had a great time, and there was nothing missing until I came home yesterday evening to the airport, and my car key was missing. So
You're kidding me.
Oh, a sacred heart, it was missing. So I had to sit in the airport for about 3.5 hours while my wonderful brother-in-law Martin drove up with the key to me, and yeah, it was a mad
where was the key? Where was it? Sorry, obviously you don't know.
Well, now, Tommy, ask me an easier question. I don't know where the key. No, I think I think it could be in the safe at the hotel in Lanzarote. But anyway, these things, drama follows me. Yeah, so I did get home, and here I am. And so it was a late night of prep as well.
Fair play.
Now, rub all of that in, and then I've got 1 full egg in here. 1 full egg.
I presume whisk it a bit better than you did that one.
No, it's fine, because you're going to put it in. No, you don't need to whisk it. And then just add in the milk as well. And I suppose just to tell everyone, I am antigen tested as well this morning.
Yes,
so in there with
a bit of egg and a bit of milk.
A bit of milk. Now you can add a little bit of cream. I've got a bit of cream as well, and just add the liquids sparingly, Tommy. Now you see, I was telling you about not over mixing. I'm doing it with my spoon first and foremostly, and then I'm going to go in with my hands in just a second. So just keep adding the milk until you get the mixture nicely together, as I have. And even though there's a little bit of dryness in there, I'm happy with experience to know that all of that will get mixed in. So I'm just going to mix it very gently here, and then I'm going to transfer it and the bit of dryness out onto the work surface. I've got my tin here. I'm going to lightly flour my work surface, transfer the dough out, and then any of that dryness, I'm going to pop it into the middle there, just like so, Tommy. And have you baked scones before?
No, I haven't. But I'm wondering, you said about buttermilk, was it? So would that be instead of the milk and the cream or something?
Some people love buttermilk to get that extra rise. Now, see what I'm doing, Tommy? I've barely just pulled it together, and for me, that's sufficient, and for me, that's the secret. So then take my scone cutter.
I would have thought you beat that, like, kind of mix it all together a lot more.
No, don't want it anything like that at all.
And does that make it more fluffy?
I just think you'll have a really light scone now in a second. I'm just going to do that many. I'll finish them during the ad break, just like so. Now, you can put them into the oven just like so, Tommy, or what I tend to do is I've got my egg and milk mixed together, so I'm just going to glaze the top of those nicely, just like so. And then my secret ingredient, well, it's not secret because lots of people do it, a little bit of sugar on the top before they go into the oven. 180, 350 gas mark for 20 minutes, 18 minutes, depending. And you've got the most fabulously fluffy scones here as well.
And now, what to eat with your scones?
Now, listen, this is, I was just about to say to you, this is the question of controversy. So there we have it, just like so.
Look at that.
And what I've given you, Tommy, there is I've given you what I love on my scones. I've given you some cubed butter. I've given you some lovely raspberry jam. And I've given you some whipped cream there as well. They're about 15, 20 minutes out of the oven. But just put your finger to the middle of them, Tommy, how light and how fluffy they are. And nice and warm as well.
So how long would that hang, like... They'll get cold, probably. You want to be eating them pretty quickly.
Listen, you eat the scones on the day that they're made.
Yeah,
they don't live until tomorrow. OK, so you make that recipe. We'll make 12 scones. I've made 12. I'm going to make 12 more. I'm going to feed the masses here as well. But it's just gorgeous.
The jam.
Yeah, it's really just indulgent, isn't it? Now, obviously, mine are kind of more what I'd call the morning coffee size this morning. If you're making them for like an afternoon tea or little fancies, just make them a little bit smaller because you want them a little bit daintier because you're having your finger sandwiches and your pastries as well.
Absolutely delicious. Now, you're going to be back later on as well.
I'm going to be back. I'm going to make the scones. I'm going to clean down and I'm going to be back because I'm going to do a gorgeous supper option for you. I'm doing a lovely chicken and bacon casserole and it is absolutely fabulous, if I do say so myself.